Well, I am so glad I get to be on another episode of Former Missionaries in Cars Getting Coffee, and I'm grateful to be able to be sitting here with my good friend, Dave Simpson. So thanks so much for joining me on this little drive today.
Well, it's really my pleasure.
We do have our coffee. Don't tell anybody that we went to a big chain, but we did. We went to a big chain and got our coffee, but it's delicious. I needed something, some kind of sustenance. You got a cappuccino. Do you like cappuccinos?
Cappuccino, yes, I got hooked on cappuccinos in Europe.
Of course you did.
They're
That makes
entirely
sense.
different than cappuccinos here in the States, typically.
Yeah, that's true too.
So,
Well,
my
we'll forgive
wife
you
has
for that.
turned into a coffee snob.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
From her time in Europe or just?
Well, yeah, from her time in Europe, partially, but she never was a coffee drinker till we went to Bulgaria, where
Yeah.
it was necessary. And so, she actually encouraged me to get an espresso machine,
Yeah.
and so she just prefers a vanilla latte
Yeah.
in the morning,
Yeah.
and she needs all the steamed milk and a little bit frost in her latte, and
Yeah.
she loves it. And
you do that for her?
yeah, sometimes
Oh, sometimes, okay.
she
Sometimes
makes
she
it
does
for
it.
herself, and she makes mine.
Oh, that's very kind.
I'm just a 3-shot espresso guy.
Yeah, I just like black coffee, especially in the morning. Just something, just give it to me straight. A lot of the people I talk to, when they first were on the field, they were on the field by their choice. But you actually started before you were able to make that decision. Your parents made that decision for you in the sense that you were on the field as a kid, right? So tell us about where you first lived cross-culturally. Where was that and what was that like?
Mom and Dad got recruited by the Missionary Board, or they volunteered to go to Egypt.
And how old were you when you went there?
I was there 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Okay.
So
Those are pretty pivotal moments in a child's life, though, right? I mean, I think about middle school. I mean, that's what middle school was for me. Like, those are pivotal lifetime moments.
Yeah. It was very, very formative and informative for me. Really, really affected me in a lot of ways. We lived 1 year in Alexandria, where there was a missions boarding school with kids from all over the Middle East,
Wow.
from missionary families. We went as day students,
Yeah.
and that was really wild,
Yeah.
interesting. So then we moved to Cairo, to Mahdi, where we had a mission, 2 houses on the same about acre plot of land.
Yeah.
And we went to an English school that was run really for expats, military, business people,
Very cool.
some missionary kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of differences for us.
You were 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you were in Egypt, but then you didn't live overseas then again until when? When was the next time that you ended up going? Was it when you actually went on the mission field?
Yeah, in 2005.
Okay, so tell me about that journey to decide that you were going to go serve. Why Bulgaria?
Global Missions had talked to us, and because of my experience in Egypt, they were really leaning towards assigning us to Egypt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that was shortly after the first Iraq War.
Yeah.
And so they were kind of struggling with that. And we didn't know at the time. We waited a better part of a year for an assignment after we were approved.
Wow.
So my dear wife, who has a handle on most things,
She does.
I'll say she has a handle on everything.
Yeah, she does.
She said, enough of this crazy stuff. I've got a master's of social work. The Department of Defense has contracts with social workers and place people all over the world to work with military families.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start looking online. And on one Tuesday night, she called me the computer and said, "Hey Dave, I've been doing this research, and this is a great country." She said, "This is Bulgaria. It's a former communist satellite, and it's about the size of Pennsylvania, but they've got the Black Sea coast. They've got 2 mountain ranges in the country that you can ski in. It's a Mediterranean kind of culture because of the south winds that blow in. So that looks like that would be a great place.
Yeah.
And we just kind of left it at that. You know how you do when there's nothing settled. And Sharon Skaggs sent me an email the next morning. David and Kathy, would you prayerfully consider an assignment to Bulgaria?
Wow. Well, that's cool.
Still gives me goosebumps when
Yeah.
I'm quite emotional to talk about this. So, of course, I called her. I didn't even write her back. I said, no, Sharon, yeah, we're going to Bulgaria. She said, no, you have to prayerfully consider. I said, Sharon, God told us about Bulgaria last night. We're going. She said, no, we'll get together in 6 weeks, and we can kind of think about what way God is leading you. Well, that's a little bit of the long short story.
Yeah. So how many years were you in Bulgaria?
10 and a half.
10 and a half years. Wow. Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to do this.
I'm so glad that you
Thank
are.
you.